Hi, it's Lucy, and today I will be guessing my favorite books from their 1-star reviews. This video was inspired by the Fowlerville District Library TikTok account because they have a series where they basically do this. They have 2 of their employees read off some Goodreads reviews, and then people in the comments try to guess, and they reveal what book it actually is. I will be doing this with someone mysterious reading off the TikTok reviews.
Oh, that's me. Okay. Hi.
This is a stranger I found on the street.
Hello.
Name.
My name is Alec.
Good job. If you want to play along with me, feel free to guess down below. See if you can guess more right than me. He is in charge of this. The stranger on the street took this video very seriously. He found all the Goodreads reviews. If I don't guess when he runs out of reviews, then I lose.
She then shows me $1,000. We agreed on that off camera.
We did not.
We did.
No.
I'll have you know, I was crawling around in your Goodreads ratings.
Yes. I forgot to clarify. Like I said in the intro, these are my favorite books. So these were all books that I rated 5 stars.
I think 4 and 5 stars.
These are all books that I rated 4 and 5 stars. So not actually my favorite book.
You're very stringent with
my
5
top
stars.
rated books.
We're going to start off with one that I think is probably the easiest. Oh man, this book made me want to shoot myself right in the freaking face. Thanks, Goodreads.
How am I supposed to guess from that?
That was just for fun.
Okay.
First review. This book is shitting in the face of feminism.
Is it Twilight?
Not Twilight.
So it is a Twilight book, though.
I didn't say that. I said it's not Twilight. Review number 2. I hate this book. I knew how it would end after 3 chapters.
That's the whole review?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to guess anything from that?
Well, we have more than one, and you another? Okay. If the author really wanted to do something truly extraordinary, she should have had the main character die a happy spinster, realizing she doesn't need a man to be complete.
It's Mockingjay.
It's not Mockingjay.
But it's the Hunger Games?
It is not a Hunger Games book.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah.
They wanted the main character to die a happy spinster?
If they want to do something truly extraordinary.
So that means... Oh, it's Little Women.
It's not Little Women.
Oh, gosh.
Next clue.
No, wait. They wanted the main character to die a happy spinster. I'm trying to think of books that I read like that. So that means the main character ends...
Not a happy spinster.
Yeah, so they probably get married. Okay, do the next one.
I couldn't even finish this. Maybe I just have a hard time relating to something that's set in such a different time and place.
Is it Pride and Prejudice?
It is Pride and Prejudice. Jane should have died a happy spinster.
Maybe. I mean, she would have been really poor. Like, that was the whole thing.
What would Darcy do? Sorry, Darcy. That is the first book. It's only going to get harder and a little more unhinged from here on out.
Yay.
Book number 2. Good news, plebs. This book is simple enough for even you to understand. It overly explains everything and is perfectly redundant.
Perfectly redundant? Do I get unlimited guesses? Did we discuss? I guess I do get unlimited guesses.
Let's try to keep it to 1 guess per clue. That's fine.
Okay, fine. Can I ask a question?
Instead of a guess, yeah.
Have you read this book?
Have I read this book?
Yeah.
I have read this book.
Oh, you read it. Okay. That, like, means something. Because, like, we have different tastes in books.
A little bit. No more fooling around. This is serious business.
Okay.
Review number 2. There is way too much of the highs and lows, which doesn't lend itself well to tension.
Okay. This is like a separate question. Did you pay attention to if I gave it 3.5 stars?
This one, I think you gave 4 stars, if I'm correct.
Because sometimes I will round up with the star ratings.
Oh, I did not do that good research.
So, next clue.
I hate making assumptions about an author based on a book, but I just have to say this. This book dog whistles to me, begging me to flick this guy's fedora off and shove him in a locker.
Fedora? You read this book?
I read this book.
What? How many reviews are left?
I think there are 3 more.
Okay, give me the next one.
This book sucks. It's a book with one real character, and he does the same goddamn thing over and over.
He's wearing a fedora.
The author is assumed to be a nerd wearing a fedora, getting shoved into a locker.
Isn't it like a series of unfortunate events?
It is not a series of unfortunate events. It is not a YA book.
Oh, it's not. I guess I should have guessed that because you read it.
Yeah, this one might be a good clue, and it's going to sound wild, but
Okay.
I think the readers would have liked to see more alien sex.
What?
when you get the answer, this one's going to be even wilder.
What was the first clue?
It was, good news, this plebs, this book is simple enough even for you to understand.
Alien sex.
They would have liked to see more alien sex.
So that means there's aliens. One main character, there's aliens. The Martian?
It's The Martian.
There are no aliens in The Martian.
But apparently this person covered it. There should be. And they should be having sex. You know The Martian, no tension, the same thing over and over again. Boring.
I don't think I've ever heard that complaint. Oh, I don't know, I guess.
Not enough alien sex in The Martian.
No, that one definitely not, but I'm not sure I've heard it being called repetitive. That's when I gave 4.5 stars, I think.
Book number 3. 46% of the way through this book and no one has died. So effing boring. A book that purposely leaves out information in order to drag out the plot and ending. Didn't like the format. Skipped ahead 100 pages and didn't miss a thing.
Is it Illuminae?
It is not. So achingly boring. The whole thing was too contrived and so repetitive.
Have you read it?
I have not read this one.
How many clues are left?
I think 2 more.
2 more? Oh no.
Next clue. This book was sloppy. It didn't follow UK date time format. Spelling was wrong. So it didn't create an immersive experience for me.
Okay, so it's a book written by an American, probably, set in the UK, and or just edited in America.
And it's repetitive and date time format is important.
It is important?
Apparently.
Oh, you didn't read it, that's why.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever noticed that. Like, why would I notice that? How old is it?
This book is very recent. Final clue. Terrible and confusing format with an equally terrible and confusing ending.
Format that I read. Is it The Appeal? No. Yeah?
It's The Appeal.
Oh.
You're a genius.
Yay!
That one was a little harder.
Have I gotten every single one?
You have gotten every single one right.
Wow.
Incredible.
I'm so good.
A genius of our time. The stranger who I've just met today.
See, it's a little funny.
It's a little funny. A special shout out to the people of Goodreads for these next reviews, which might be the most unhinged thing I've read in my entire life. All right, 1-star reviews for book number 4. I did not like it because it has a lot of profane language, violence, and ugliness. This book is completely predictable, and although I wouldn't call it preachy, you cannot for a second escape the social agenda the author is working to perpetuate.
Vanity. So, I mean, it must be like feminist. I rated it, gave it a good rating, so I guess I think it's feminist.
I think you gave this one 5 stars. The main character should be a sympathetic character, but all she does is cry, feel sorry for herself, and lash out at her friends, which results in the reader withholding the natural sympathy that should flow.
So is this the Hunger Games?
It is not the Hunger Games.
Is it a Hunger Games book?
It is not a Hunger Games book.
I just feel like a lot of people are really hard on Katniss. That's why I keep saying Hunger Games whenever people are like, I hate the main character.
This next clue might inform some of the previous reviews. This book is racist, liberal, cop-hating propaganda.
A cop?
Are we allowing our children to hate cops?
Is this the hate you give?
This is the hate you give.
Well, they were complaining that she was crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she witnessed someone get shot to death.
Thanks, Goodreads. Demeaning your characters to a level of stupidity to compensate for your own writing skills is beyond horrendous.
Okay.
Very stupid characters in this book. Books that are so very obviously trying to teach me a very important lesson about life or something raise my hackles.
I mean, I like a lot of books that have a message.
The story never developed into anything but a friendship between 2 8-year-old kids. All I kept on asking myself was, who cares?
Is this the Golden Compass?
It is not the Golden Compass.
Are they 8 in that book?
I think they're like 10 or 12.
I don't know. I remember I didn't like the last one. We can talk about that another time.
This book is so sad, frowny face. Why would anybody want to read it? I cried when What's-Her-Face died, which isn't normal for me. And I never cry, except when What's-Her-Face died. So sad.
So this is like a kid's book, though.
Yeah, really stupid. And it was annoying how the girl died in the end.
It's about young kids. One of them dies. The girl dies.
And it's obviously trying to teach you a very important lesson about life or something.
What kind of children's book where it has one kid die? You know how long ago I read it?
I'm guessing probably a fairly long ago time.
Oh no, I can't get one wrong.
Final guess.
No. I need a couple more guesses.
10. 9.
No! The girl dies. They're 8 years old. They're children. I read this probably in middle school. The girl dies.
It's a big important lesson, and who cares?
Is this by L'Oreal Anderson? Did you know?
Hold on. It is not.
Yeah, I didn't really think so.
No more clues.
Oh.
It's a competition. It's serious.
Is it a competition? We never decided.
If she loses, she gives me $1,000.
That's not true. Children. One of them dies. Like, I feel like that should stick out in my memory. Am I gonna be really mad when I don't get it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. It sort of reminds me of The Book Thief, except the girl doesn't die.
Is that your final answer?
No. Just like being a friendship. Well, I guess it's like more of a friendship with her and the old man, actually. So never mind about Book Thief. I mean, he wasn't an old man. The Book Thief is a beautiful book. It might also be in this list. I don't know.
It might.
It's not this one though. One more hint. Is it fantasy?
It is not a fantasy book.
Okay, I give up. I don't know.
The book is Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh, they were not 8.
Listen, I didn't write these reviews. Don't shoot the messenger.
Damn, that was sad. I mean, one of those negative reviews was like, it was so sad I cried, and it was so beautiful that I cried. I made a shirt with that book.
You did?
Yeah, I had to write a book report, and then for some reason the book report had to be on a shirt. So like we screen printed, or not screen printed, but you know when you get the shirts printed?
Yeah.
We had the cover. We printed the cover, and then I think I wrote on the shirt or something. I don't really know why that was a thing.
I need to see this shirt.
I don't have it. I think it's definitely gone.
Okay. Well, you are...
Oh, that's so sad.
You've missed one so far. So comments, you have a chance to win. Clue number 1. Oh no! I am such a monster. But hey, I can protect people with this. But oh no, I hurt someone. I need to control this. But if I do, will I be evil? Ugh. Shut this girl up. The male protagonist was a complete Mary Sue, and I kind of wanted him to get run over by mechanical horses.
Okay, they have powers, but I feel like it's some kind of like vampire, but not really. 3.
When a book tells me loads of stuff, IMO, I start not to care. All that description took me away from the story. This is a very descriptive book.
Description heavy. The main character is a girl, but then they say the male protagonist. What did they say about the male protagonist?
A complete Mary Sue, and I wanted him to get run over by mechanical horses.
Okay, mechanical horses. So this is like steampunk or something.
I will say you're on the right track.
Steampunk? Is it the girl in the red dress?
You're pretty close on the title. It's not the girl in the red dress, but that's pretty close. Are you looking around for
The girl in the steel corset.
Hey, there we go.
I was like, I knew what cover it is. I was thinking of this cover, and that's why I said the girl in the red dress. I did cheat a little, but I'm still taking it because I knew what book it was. And I knew exactly where it was on my bookshelf. That counts for something.
Book 7. Miserably written top to bottom. From the basic sentences and filler words through the inadequate speech portraits right up to the world building and plot.
2.
Nothingness in book form. Just nothing. Like staring at a smooth sheet of plastic. Characters and situations that have nothing to do with real people or life. Not even the dream relation way good fantasy does. Not as a metaphor or anything.
So it's fantasy.
It is fantasy.
That's what I got out of that. How many are there?
There's 6.
Okay, give me another one.
The author's writing is so pedestrian, it practically has a zebra crossing painted over it.
So what I'm getting is all the books I like, everyone keeps complaining about their writing.
Apparently.
Do I like bad writing?
Like this video if Lucy likes bad writing.
Stop it. I mean, because obviously I rated this pretty high, so I didn't think the writing style was pedestrian, or maybe I was like, it's fine.
I think you rated this one 4 stars.
I mean, that's still like...
Pretty high. Juvenile, shallow, rom-com caliber fantasy with terrible pacing, which reads like fan fiction of a video game.
Juvenile, shallow rom-com. Is it YA?
Debatable.
Okay, but it's like a video game.
I think you already asked a question. Next clue. This is a massively overrated book geared for people who line up to see Marvel movies. One that hasn't been discussed.
For people who watch Marvel movies. I mean, I like superheroes, but there aren't very many superhero books. But it's not quite YA. That means it's not quite adult either.
Writing very pedestrian.
Did you read this?
I have read this book.
Okay. So is it Shadow and Bone?
It's not Shadow and Bone.
Keep going.
The whole setup is just poorly developed. How can you possibly believe in characters or setting completely lacking a basis in reality?
But it's fantasy.
It's fantasy.
Why would it have a basis in reality?
I'm just reading the comments. Okay, that is all 6.
Okay, well, You lied to me. That's not 6. That was 5. These weren't good clues.
Are they not good clues?
Say them all again.
Juvenile, shallow rom-com caliber fantasy with terrible pacing, which reads like the fan fiction of a video game. Miserably written top to bottom, from the basic sentences and filler words through the inadequate speech portraits, right up to the world building and plot. Poorly developed. How can you possibly believe in characters or a setting completely lacking a basis in reality? Like staring at a blank sheet of plastic.
Like staring at a blank sheet of plastic? What does that mean?
The writing is so pedestrian, it basically has a crosswalk painted over it.
Did I give this 5 stars?
You gave this 4 stars.
I gave it 4 stars. Is this a recent book?
No.
The writing is so pedestrian, rom-com, characters have no basis in reality. Even though it's a fantasy. Is it like a fantasy you would read?
Yes.
I gave this 4 stars. Did you read it? Did I already ask that?
You already asked that. Yeah, I have read this book.
Is it Mistborn?
It's Mistborn.
Okay, well, technically I gave Mistborn 3.5 stars.
Well,
So-
okay. But it's your favorite book.
No, it's... What?
It's your favorite book. You love Mistborn.
Okay.
You're going to read all the other ones.
I feel like those weren't even, like, good clues, no offense. Like, those are not good Mistborn clues.
Bad world building, pedestrian sentences,
Okay, pedestrian sentences.
juvenile rom-com level plot.
There's no rom-com.
Vim and Ellen?
Barely. That's like a...
Aw, come on.
That's like a D plot.
They're dancing at balls
Okay,
constantly.
Like, I fully forgot that happened.
Next book. Listened with my daughter. She loves it. I find it very unsettling. Me no likey.
Me no likey.
Me no likey.
Next one.
Unlikable, flat, contrived, and joyless. This is for fans of snuff films and Dickens.
Snuff films.
And Dickens.
Is it night film?
It is not.
That's about a snuff film. Did you read that? Do I still have it?
I have not read that one now.
Did you read it?
I have read this book. If you want to read something repetitive, uninspirational, and even irritating, false, and depressing, then pick up this book. Terrible.
Okay. You read this, which probably means it's a fantasy. Fans for snuff films and what?
Dickens.
And Dickens.
If you want to read something repetitive, uninspirational, irritating, false, and depressing.
False. What about it is false? How many more reviews do I have?
I think 3.
Next.
I don't entirely understand the popularity of this series, but
Series.
I suspect it has to do with the same urges that made Hot Topic a shopping mall staple.
Is it Twilight?
It's not Twilight. Is these books seriously for children? It's really depressing.
Okay, it's really depressing. Oh, it's a series of unfortunate events.
It is a series of unfortunate events.
I can't guess which book.
Specifically the bad beginning. I'll give that one to you for free, because there's 13 of those. Book number 9, the penultimate one. The penultimate peril, if you will.
It's not the penultimate peril. We just did a series of unfortunate events.
What's the last question?
Okay.
Let me have this.
Okay.
Review number 1. I'm going to hell for this, but yawn.
I'm going to hell for this. This tells me it's an important book. Like, they feel bad that they didn't like it. Correctly, because I liked it.
This book you gave 5 stars.
Okay, I gave it 5 stars. Next review.
I could not identify with the author for the life of me, but I blame this on the author more than anything. Her writing style did nothing to draw me in. I thought her style was all over the place, and I could not follow what she was trying to accomplish.
This is a memoir. Is this a memoir?
I believe so, yes. It would fall under that umbrella.
Next.
Possibly the worst book I've ever read. Had to read it back in secondary school.
Secondary school.
One big, long, boring rant by someone who can't stop feeling sorry for herself. It's not even well written.
Okay, they read it in secondary school. It's boring, but they probably read it because they were forced to. Like, it's a curriculum book.
It's boring, and the author's writing style is all over the place.
And it's some kind of memoir thing.
Yeah.
What is secondary school?
I think it's like high school if you're British.
How many more reviews?
I think 3, maybe 4. Read this in high school. Found it depressing and kind of pointless. An endless litany of all the terrible thing that happened to her without having really anything the reader can learn from it. I understand that it's a memoir, but even memoirs should have something the reader can take away from them, or at least be entertaining.
You believe so when I asked if it was a memoir. I shouldn't have even asked.
Hey, you were right.
Okay, a memoir that I probably also read in high school that people are forced to read. I'm trying to think of memoirs that people like are forced to read that I read. I've read many memoirs.
That have, according to people in Goodreads, very bad style, and it's the author's fault.
And I loved it.
5 stars.
Is it becoming?
It does not become. I was not impressed. If I had not had to read a book outside of my comfort zone book, I would not have read it at all.
That's the review.
Yeah.
That was a bad one.
That was not a great one.
I regret saying Becoming because that one wasn't really that depressing or anything like that. That was a good one. Read it. All she had was complaints. People are forced to read it. What the heck?
I'm going to hell for this, but yawn.
They're going to hell. Like, this is, like, important.
I would say this is an important book. Rather than making assumptions about how others whose skin color differs from her own, she should open her eyes and take the blinders off.
I know why the caged bird sings.
You are correct.
Okay, all those reviews are very, very wrong. I like that first reviewer is going to hell.
Yeah, Maya Angelou. I mean, her style's all over the place, and it's really her fault the book's not very good.
Like, how dare you tell me all the sad things you happen in your life? Yeah, that person is going to hell.
The last book, and a twist just for you, this is a book that you have not given 5 stars. I just want to see if you can identify it.
Did I read it?
You've read it.
Okay. But you won't tell me what I did read it?
I think it was, you rated it kind of middle of the road.
Okay.
Maybe on the side of a bit lower.
Okay.
It was entertaining in the same way listening to drunk people say stupid things is entertaining.
Okay.
The writing is dreadful. The character's obnoxious. And was all the label dropping really necessary?
Label dropping. Is this Pretty Little Liars?
It is Pretty Little Liars. You want to see the other ones about it?
You can see me read the first 8 books in the series, including the holiday novellas in a playlist linked down below. And also in the cards. Continue.
All right, other reviews of Pretty Little Liars. Book 1. Simple writing, too reliant on lusty hormone-driven adventures to really hold any interest. It was a pretty atrocious book. None of these people are relatable. The mystery isn't engaging, and the plot is all over the place.
I mean, these are all right.
It's like the author took all the worst traits of selfish mean girls and created a cast of deplorables to create a story that frankly made me sick.
These are all right. If you want to know more, watch my videos.
I needed something fluffy to read, but quickly realized I wasn't that desperate for a brainless book.
I was that desperate.
Well, I had a great time with this. This was a fun challenge, and I believe you got only one wrong.
Yeah.
Apologies to Bridge to Terabithia, a book that Lucy didn't really like that much.
I did like it. It was good. The movie was good. My dad liked it. He doesn't even like movies.
She didn't even cry when What's-Her-Face died.
I did cry.
Oh yeah? What's the main character's name?
Oh no. I don't remember. I haven't read it in so long.
This is the new challenge.
No. I know the girl's name was Leslie.
Okay, yeah, you do know.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this video here, so click it. Thanks to my special guest, this stranger on the street named Alec. Let me know if you want to see him in more videos or anything else.
Subscribe to me at LucieReads.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.